Make sure that my Twitch page is muted, and do the Twitch backend stuffs. Um, so I think. Okay. Sorry, I set up some Nightbot stuff, is what it's called, I think. I haven't tested it yet, so today will be a nice little test to see if we actually get that stuff working. Never really done any of the Twitch integrations. Actually, that's a lie. I have done Streamlabs before, but I don't think it's really functioned. Or maybe it has, and I just haven't noticed. Either way, I also have that open, and hopefully it will actually do stuff. But that's assuming that anyone actually tunes in today. So, either way, let's see here. So, hello everyone, this is Chris Ingerson, and it is June 3rd, and this is the June 3rd TextWest Devstream. So, today, it's a weekend. We are going to be doing some work on our custom game content creation stuff. So, specifically, I would like to get things like the game's description, so the custom game description, so other people can see what you say about your game. They don't just have to go off of a title and maybe a image. And I would also like to have starting room text. So when you launch the game for the first time, you'll get a message that will, only display that once, and maybe we'll add something in like special commands to let you do special stuff, like re-showing that message. But for now, we're gonna just focus on getting, I guess, that text to actually show up and figuring out where we should put it. So let me go ahead and turn off a couple of things. Turn some other things on. And I'll show you what our current setup is like. So if we hit play here. So the current features of the custom game tool are you can play your custom game in the sense that you can start in the first room and then move between rooms. That's all we can do right now. Extras, author mode, let's go to create, go to Zork. Oh, we still have some volume in the background. That's a little distracting. So we'll have to live with that. Then we can go to map. And currently it looks like, oh right, connections don't generate properly. I forgot about that. So let's go ahead and see if we get some null references. Oh, we don't. That's good. Or at least I don't think we do. Do we? Nope, we don't. Hooray. Alright, let's go ahead and make some exits. So we're going to say this is going to go from the starting room to room 2. We'll add an exit from room 2 to the starting room. Close. And we can hit play to test this. Sometimes it doesn't close the other menu. That's really weird. Anyway, so you can see that we have starting room, which is the name of the room, and the starting room, which is the description for the room. And if we were to go, I believe it was north, we go to room 2. The first time you ever enter a room, it's going to show the name of the room, and then it's going to show the room's description. And then if we go north, because I didn't actually make these different connection directions, we'll go back to room 1, and it'll just say starting room. There's no need for it to repeat the second or the actual description again. Now, what's going to have to change is if you just type look, it's probably, so if we do this, it's not going to do anything. It's going to ask what you would like to look, and we don't have anything, so if I said room, it's going to say I don't see a room around here. But what we're going to do in the future is if you type if you type look, it's going to look at the room and give you the description for the room. And of course, that description is going to have to include modifiers. So if there is an item in the room, it's going to have to draw attention to that. So if you drop an axe in the second room and you go back to the second room, it's going to have to say, room 2. If you type look, it would say the second room. And then underneath that, there is an axe on the floor or something like that. Which, yes, that's going to be... that's another fun thing that we have to think about is the how to display everything. I assume we'll just want to say the axe is on the floor, or there's an axe on the floor. We might... no, it's fine for now. In any case, so that's where we are right now. And I don't even think we can actually quit out of this right now. Okay. So we can't actually even stop playing the game right now. So we might actually add that today as well. So a couple of things, actually. I guess we're going to be doing that for a while. Let's look to our parser commands. Let's see, custom game parser commands. There we go. Get rid of this. All right. And we have save, clear, jump, north, east, south, west. What are our other option types? Let's peek. Do I have a quit? I don't have a quit. I probably should add that. Okay. So let's add that real quick. Go to definition, drag that off to the left here. So these are all the different types of commands you can do. You have simple ones like inventory. So if you just type I or type inventory, it will show all of the items that you're carrying. If you type verbs or V, it's going to show you all of the verbs that you can do. If you type north, south, east, west, what have you, it will go in those cardinal directions. And actually, while we're here, I probably should do, dang it, other directions. I guess I'm going to have to. So let's go ahead and do up, going to be 24, and down, equal to 25. Just in case we need it at some later date. Save and load, which actually I don't think we have a load, and that's probably for the best. We'll probably end up taking that out. Help just shows you general information about the game, so everything from what verbs there are, or tells you how to look at the verbs, tells you the controls, so how do you move and all that. Hint is also something that actually does not exist right now. It is a feature that may be implemented at a later date. Basically, it gives you a hint on how to progress if you get stuck. Clear just wipes the current text objects, so it just gets rid of all the text on screen, basically. And jump is just a fun little thing that says "we." So we have our key directions here: north, south, east, and west, and now up and down. I'm not sure if we want to do northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. We probably should. So I'll go ahead and add them. So these are actually going to be 28 and 29, I believe. So we're going to have northeast is equal to 24, northwest, there we go, is equal to 25, southeast is equal to 26, and southwest is equal to 27. All right, so we have we have the 8 cardinal directions of the compass movement on there, as well as up and down, and I feel like that's probably fine. So from here, we're going to need a command to quit. So I guess I don't really have a good spot for that. I probably should put it here. Oops. So quit. We'll make that one 35, I guess. All right. And let's go back here. So, and I guess while we're here, we'll go ahead and do some extra directions. So northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, and I'll put them in the same order because I am obsessive like that. I like them to be in the same order as the actual enums. Let's see here. We're going to need 2 more after that. We're not done yet. We got to change the actual direction ID value being passed, but for now it's fine. Up and down. I probably should also change the command type from these directions to be move. So move north, move east, move south, move west, move northeast, etc. I guess it doesn't really matter. That's just more for convenience so I don't get confused at a later date. Either way. So we can do northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. All right. And, oh yeah, up and down. Okay, so that does all that. Let's see, we're also going to need quitting, which this is going to be case quit. It's going to be a little difficult to figure out how we should do that. I'm honestly not entirely sure. We'll probably have to do a global.get custom game session, blah, 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 and then .quit. So let's go ahead and set that up. And before we do that, let's go ahead and set this move and direction stuff up. Get exit info, direction name. Oh, that's nice, so I don't actually have to do anything. Aha! Let's see here. Room names. No. Is there... Let's see. In custom game. Here we are. Now, the question here is, we probably shouldn't just have it, like, immediately quit and spit you out. It probably should prompt you to say, I don't know, something similar to what Zork would say. I'm trying to remember what it said when you quit. Either way, it doesn't just quit. It actually prompts you and says, are you sure you would like to quit? Yes or no. So we'll probably do something like that. Let's go ahead and say public virtual. Wait, why am I doing virtual? I guess it doesn't really matter. It's probably so that it can be overridden by the custom game author session in case I need it. But I don't think I really will need it. In any case, let's go ahead and say start quit game. Custom game. Or maybe attempt quit. So we're going to have to do... Oh man, how to do this? This is going to be tricky. Because I need to listen in for the response that the player types, if it's yes or no. It's going to have to change the parser behavior, actually. Oh, geez, that is... That's a little more difficult. Let me think. Well, while I'm thinking about that, I want to test something in chat. Haha, it works! Sorry, I just set up some Nightbot stuff before the Devstream, and I wasn't sure if it would work or not, so... Cool! Well, that makes me excited. I guess I also have to change that. Parentheses and stuff. Alright. Anyway, so... The problem is that we currently use the actual default input view. Maybe I should force it to... Or maybe not force it, but maybe I can do that. So instead of being input view, I have a class deriving from input view, so like custom game input view. That can then pipe all of its inputs through the custom game session. It's not ideal, but it would work. Alternatively, I could have a interface class that's just, say, like, I input receiver. And basically, the I input receiver, let's just go to this actual class, kind of definition. Pull this over. An I input receiver would basically be able to take a string and do whatever it wants with it. And the input view would actually have, let me see, where is this? On submit parser.receive input. So parser would also implement I input receiver, and basically we would allow this to pass to any I input receiver, and we would have one assigned at a time, and it would just use that one. So that could work, I think, especially since right here on submit literally just does parser.receive text. So yeah, I could do that, and then we could pipe it through the custom game, which itself would probably, for the most part, just send it off to the parser. And is it worth it doing all this? Yeah, no, I think it's fine. Okay, let's do that. All right, custom game session, blah, blah, blah. I guess we're going to want to go to parser for this. I'm trying to figure out where to put the I input receiver. Alrighty then. Parser. I guess we'll call this interface. interface create script not parser, I input receiver. I need to capitalize that R. Or maybe how about I input parser? That's not, well, I don't like having two. Dang it. I hate having I input. It's two I's. Gross. Oh well, we'll have to deal with it. Oh, I guess I could have called like input handler, but yeah, it's fine. Input parser is technically closer to being correct. So let's go ahead, let the game compile, and let's go ahead and do that. Open that up. Reload all. It's going to shuffle this around somewhere probably. There it is. Haha, knew it. All right, get rid of mono behavior. This is going to be a interface. Alright, it's going to be part of text quest. And it is going to have a public, or no, sorry, I can't do public. I can do void receive input string input. Alright, and now, I hate it when it won't save. Now we can go to parser, which again I should have named better. And parser has a input or receive input function, I believe. I guess I could probably look at it through input view. So let me see here. Receive input, go to definition. Do I only have that one? Good. Alright. So let's just go up here. And we're going to say, here it's from, I input parser. I'm a little worried that, oh, because it's static class. Right. I suppose that makes sense considering, well, dang it, that won't work then. Boo. At least not without making this not a static class, then making an actual mono behavior. That can do stuff. Oh man, that's changing a lot. I don't think that's a good idea. Especially since the parser itself never needs to be a mono behavior. It just parses things. So, phooey. That's disappointing. Then the only other option there is, yeah, have a custom input view. That literally, the only difference is that the custom input view is going to look for the custom game session to submit instead of the parser. That's probably for the best. Not much of a major change, really. Actually, it's not even a major change, it's a fairly small one now. Well, I will go ahead and get rid of some unneeded lines of code there. I'll probably get rid of all these too. Haha! I need to do a better job of cleaning up code whenever I'm not done with it. Or whenever I am done with it, I guess. Anyway, let's go back here. We'll let that compile. We'll get rid of the, get rid of this class because it is no longer useful to us, unfortunately. And then we will add a new input view. So let's delete this folder. Alright, let's see, input field, or input view, input. I believe in you, Unity, you can compile. I believe. And of course it moved. Alright, scripts, input view, let's go ahead and create custom game input view. Alright. Reload all. This is going to be in text quest. It's going to derive from input view. It's good. And then we're just going to, I'm just going to copy on submit over here. And Oh dear. Really? Previous inputs is there is private, huh? I guess that makes sense. I probably didn't ever really think about having this be. Huh. Yeah, okay. So protected. Well, actually, no. I think. No. We'll make it protected for all of this stuff for now. Default effects. I don't think that needs to be anything. All right. Let's go ahead and say using sleepyowl.common. That should get rid of all that. And the next thing I want to do is I want to just say private custom game session cached custom game session. Yes, this is fine. And then we're going to have to say private custom game session cached custom game session get return custom cached custom game session question mark cached custom game session, and then cached custom game session equals global.get custom game session. All right, that should work. And let's see. Let's go over here to custom game session. And I guess I'm just going to add it up here. Or move in direction, output text. There we go. I almost feel like I actually need to use regions. I hate using regions, though, in code. But this is actually one of the few areas they would be useful. I'm trying to block all of my playing the game code out from the back end, like just retrieving information code. Anyway, so let's go ahead and say public void receive. Did I spell receive wrong? Receive input string input. All right. We're gonna do cached custom game session. Receive input. Yeah, I spelled receive wrong here. Go figure. Because I before E is apparently something I just completely forgot about there. Alright, well, fun part of this is that means I'm going to fix my parser real quick. Receive input. Let's see, get tree, remove, set cached objects, blah, blah, blah. Here we are. Receive. Oh. There we go. Receive input. All right. Let's see here. Let's go back to custom game author session. No. Classic create. Nope. Wow, I completely forgot. I hate when it shuffles these things. And anytime you pull something out of the side that's over here, it'll reshuffle things and move them around. It's very frustrating. Anyway, receive input. So, for now, we're just going to say parser dot receive input. So we're just going to do we're just going to do pass through completely. But in the future, we'll probably have states, and I guess actually we can go ahead and do that right now. Should I have a custom game state? I was going to have like a bool, like is quitting, but it might be better to have a state. So I guess we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, and while we're here, assuming it finishes compiling sometime. I believe in you, Unity. There we go. Let's see. Prefabs. View input. Let's turn on our UI real quick. And I'm going to pull up custom game input view. All right. So let's reassign all of this fun stuff. 10. Oops. Oh, right, it's in the scene. For some reason, I was treating it as a prefab, so I don't need to do that. On prefabs, you would have to double tap and it would go down. That wouldn't work though, so we gotta do it all here. Input field, output, active section area, looking good, scroll area, suggestions, input section, input suggestion, text section, empty section. Is that even necessary anymore? I actually don't know that it is. I will check that real quick. Input view. Here we go. Find all references. Find all references. Oh, that's weird. Apparently it is there for empty section. Find all references and find all references. Okay, so I guess that's interesting. Don't need any of those. Let's go ahead and let that go. And I don't even actually think that I need the empty section. I think I can get rid of that. So hooray for old code that I just forgot was in there. Alright, so let me see where this is being used. Find all references here. Okay, that's odd. Let me see where my regular section prefabs are being referenced. Section prefabs, find all references. Section prefab T, find all references. Section prefab just for adding text. Okay, so yeah, I figure I can probably come down here and just say get section prefab and then empty section. So find all references here. We'll say get section prefab, empty section. Okay, as simple as that. Now we can go up here and get rid of that reference. So that's 4 fields that we knocked out. That's nice. Krakow. Completely forgot that I even had those things in there. So, hooray! Spring cleaning. Always does a good job. Let's see, so we're going to have 0 and 3 for these. Is max suggestion count even used anymore? I guess so. That probably should be a setting. Alright, so 0 and 3. 0. Oh, I did that completely backwards. 0 and 3. Section prefabs. Let's go ahead and do that. So text section, empty section, read section, book section, and map section. Although I don't think I'll really need that, but it's fine. Output modifier, and that stuff's not needed right now. Alright, so we can get rid of input view. Remove. Call this view. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Bright side of that is now I've looked over at the chat. Hello, Anthony. Welcome to the Devstream. Currently working on custom game stuff, so people can make their own custom games. Let's see here. So all that's correct. Let's rename this to view custom game input. Looking good there. And then let's drag it back into the field here. So sections, inputs, and custom game input. We're going to drag that into prefabs. Alright. Last thing to do there is 1, get rid of this, and 2, go to our UI prefab, which is in resources, UI, and add this new prefab to our view prefabs. Alright. Is it for Steam? Talking about the game? Yes, the game is going to be on Steam. I probably should have made a tool thing for that. Darn it. Short-sightedness. Let's see here. But yes, it's already been greenlit, and that means that when it's done, it will be up on Steam, but I have to finish it. Let's see here. So we're going to change this to input view, blah, blah, blah. Do I want to do play? Is that where I want to do it? Custom. God, where's the custom game session? Here we are. Let's see. Start custom game. Blah 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 blah. Parser.command checks is equal to that. All right. So UI.open. Here we're going to switch this over to custom game input view. There we go. That should do that. And out of curiosity, close others. I guess it shouldn't really be done like that for now. But in the future, we probably should... Oh, you know what? This is actually great. Now that I've broken it out into a custom class, I can give it a background for images and such. Oh, that's actually way better. Hooray. So let me bring that input view back in. How much is it? So the game isn't out yet. I'm still working on it. Price has not really been nailed down, but I'm leaning around 10 to 15. But that's not, like I said, finalized in any way, shape, or form. So, but I believe that 10 to 15 price range is a good amount. In any case, let's see here. Do we want to have this background? This is going to be weird, isn't it? Kind of, yeah. Alright, let me go ahead and I'm going to make a child object here. So this is going to be our background. And it is largely going to be an image. Oh, and actually, I lied. Our background is going to be 100 from the bottom. Let's hit F here to get a better look. If you see gameplay. Well, if you're curious about it, Anthony, the current demo is actually up on the website. It is the first 2 levels of the game. They're not finished because it's the demo, obviously, but it's perfectly playable from the beginning to the end of the second level. And there's just minor improvements that I'm going to be making as the game is developed. But those are the first 2 levels of the game. So if you're curious, feel free to check out the demo. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and create a image here. Image. I'm going to stretch this out. I'm going to make it red for now so I can see where everything is. Good, good, good. And this is actually going to be used to render our backgrounds. So we'll be able to tell this to, if people would like, they can actually have different backgrounds for different rooms. And we can actually update this background image to show that. If they don't want that, then we can just turn it off. As simple as that. We'll probably have a... Let's go ahead and stick another image on there. So UI... Or actually, I guess we could just make its alpha less. That'd probably be fun. No, we'll do this. I'm going to make another UI image. Alright, and this is going to be sort of like the filter image. It's going to stretch as well. And the idea behind this is that we can... No! Haha! It worked! I don't remember what that sound is. I think someone followed, if I remember correctly. Sorry about that. I just set up a bunch of Twitch integrations, and I'm excited to hear them working. Huh. I think I was supposed to show an icon whatever that was. Whenever it happened, it should have shown me something. But I didn't see it, so I don't know. In any case, this filter image is basically going to be used to dim or not dim the image. And to show you what I mean, let's go ahead and give this zero opacity. We'll make the background image something actually image-like. Let's see, do I have anything that's good for this? Not particularly. Here we go, we'll do this. So if that was your background image, we could add this filter to let you do sort of like a semi-opaque cover of it to darken it. That way, when you're reading text, it's not going to completely cover up the image. Or it's not going to be lost in the image, basically. So let's go ahead and set this filter to 0 by default. We'll set our background logo to be probably a square by default. So solid sliced. And let's go ahead and add a couple of fields to custom game input view. Alright, so we're going to have, we need 2 things, right? We need those both images, yes. So we're going to say public image, and I'm going to come up here and say using Unity Engine.ui. So public image, background image, public image, filter image. All right. And I guess we could do stuff like allow for coloring and tinting and all of that stuff. That could be interesting. So it might be good to let people sort of hook into this functionality in their game if they want. So let's add some functions for this. We're going to say public void update filter color. Public void update filter. I guess not alpha, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll go ahead and say filter alpha. It's going to take a float. Alpha. Oh man, we're going to have to do a lot of tweening here. So color, float, duration equals 0f. Alright, we'll do the same thing for the alpha. Float duration equals 0f. So it's probably going to be tweening normally. We'll probably actually set this to 1f. So it's fast, but nothing. And if you want it to be instantaneous, then you can do so. In addition to alpha and all that stuff, we're also going to need a update background instead of alpha image, or let's do update background sprite. And we will say sprite. Oh, I bet I need UI for, or using Unity Engine for that. Using Unity Engine. Right, so this is just going to be sprite. And duration. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. So for this, I probably should have it do like a crossfade to black, then have it changed. Yeah. All right, we'll do that. So if duration is greater than 0, basically, we will do that. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So let's go ahead and say, oh man, this is going to get messy. One, we're actually going to need coroutines, I do know that, so we're going to have to say using system.collections. All right, that'll let us do coroutines. So down here we're going to say private void update filter color coroutine. And we'll pass it a duration, so float duration. Let's go ahead and say float t is equal to 0f, while t is less than 1f. We're gonna, oh, I didn't want that to be void. I wanted that to be an IEnumerator. We'll say yield return null. Yeah, there we go. T plus equals time dot delta time divided by duration. All right. And then we're going to say filter image dot color is equal to, I guess we can't do much there. So I'm going to need a color here. Color. We're going to have to come up here and say color base color is equal to filter image dot color. And then we're going to do color dot lerp from base color to color based on t. And I guess it's going to have to be a linear fade for now. Normally I would do some sort of animation curve for this so that we could get some like easing, but I would have to expose that somehow in game, and I do not know how to do that. So for now it's just going to be linear. We're going to have to live with it. Let's see here. And then at the very end here, we're just going to say filter image dot color is equal to color. All right. And both our alpha and color changes, we'll just use the single coroutine. So we'll just say, this will actually just call update filter color. We'll pass it a Oh, I made it a color block, not a color. Color is what I wanted there. Do I need that anywhere else? Good. Okay. We're going to say new color. And then we will say filter image dot color dot r filter image dot color dot g filter image dot color dot b and then alpha. And that's that, and our duration will be passed as well. Cool. So I'll actually probably put this above color. I like to have them be called in sequence so it works the way, or it works from top down instead of bottom up. So this is going to call this function, and this is going to call start coroutine, update filter color coroutine with the new color and the duration that is passed. Hello, Apollo I. Welcome back. How are you doing today? Let's see here. So that should do our color looping for us on the custom game stuff. Then we're going to need to do the background sprite. And the background sprite stuff is going to be somewhat difficult. So let's go. I don't have a good way for this. So we're going to say in duration float out duration is equal to 1f. So you can control both the fade in and fade out for the sprite changing. If you want it to be 0 so it just changes right away, that's fine. Otherwise, we'll do a fade to black, then we'll change the sprite, and then we'll fade back in from black so that you don't see the sprites actually changing. Very well. Have you on while I dev too? That seems to be a common thing. I'm perfectly fine with people listening to me while they dev. It lets you know, hey, there's at least one person out there who's also deving. They know what it's like. Anyway, so we're going to need another coroutine here. Private, enumerator, update, background, sprite. So we're going to need sprite, a float. Oh, I need to actually name the sprite, don't I? Sprite, float in duration, float out duration. All right. We'll do the same thing we did before. Float t equals 0f, while t is less than 1f. Yield return null. T plus equals time dot delta time divided by in duration. All right, and then we're going to say, oh, crud. I lied. That's interesting. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second here. This is going to be weird. So we're not actually going to do a T loop here. It's going to be a little less straightforward than that. If I just did a straight T loop here, I would have to kind of recreate this line of code here. So I guess that's actually better. I was going to do a yield, so I could just yield for this coroutine to do its thing. But I don't know if I would want to actually do that or not. It would cut down on code time, or on code, like lines of code, but it would be less efficient, I think. I'm trying to get into the habit of developing and keeping Zendesk up to date as possible. People really obsess over the stats, it seems. Oh yeah? Oh man. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Let's see. So I guess the question is, do I want to yield for 2 coroutines for update filter coroutine? Or should I rewrite this code basically, but down here? I prefer less lines of code. So we're going to say yield start coroutine. Oh. Yeah, really? What the heck? Is it just not going to do it? yield. Update filter color. Color dot black. Duration. I almost never do this, so I always forget how to. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. Do I just do this? Seriously? I could have sworn that this is how we do it. Hold on. I always forget how to yield for coroutines because I never do it. Yield. Let's see. Coroutines and yield. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on. Drives me nuts when I have to do this. Oh, it's yield return. There it is. And then start coroutine. I forgot about the return part, which is kind of important. Oh, yeah. There we go. That was way more difficult than it needed to be. All right. So while that's going on, we're going to do a couple of things. One, we're going to cache the color for our, and what are we going to call it? Cached filter color is equal to filter image dot color, and we're going to cache that because the next start coroutine, when we fade from black, we want it to fade to what it was. So it needs to basically allow it to be the same color. So we're going to cache it. Although, if I do intend to expose this functionality, I probably should actually have colors that get passed in here. And they can choose not to pass colors, in which case it will just be that cached color, but it, I probably need to expose that. So I might as well do that while we're in here. That way I don't have to do it later. So let's go ahead and say float in duration, float out duration, comma, color in color, color out, not a out, out color. All right, simple as that. So we're not going to cache here. Instead, we're going to go up here. And for our in duration and out duration, I guess we're not going to do anything with that. Instead, we're going to do color in color, color out color, color. I can't type color. And that means I'm probably going to move these in front so that they match placements. Ta-da! Alright, let's see here. Wait, why are you complaining? Type input view defines member update background sprite. Oh, it's because I made it, yeah, the same thing, didn't I? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I forgot to add coroutine. I always I always append coroutine to the end of my, coroutines. Well, not always, but I usually do, just so that it's easy to discern them. Okay, so this is fine, and it's going to change from color black to in color. And let's see, that's fine, that's fine. Then we're going to say background image dot sprite is equal to sprite. Then we will do, we don't even really need to do a yield return for the next one. We can just do a start coroutine and then out color and out duration. Okay, as simple as that. Then we're going to come up here and say start coroutine, update background sprite coroutine. We'll pass it sprite, in color, out color, in duration, out duration. All right, that's our coroutines. Let's see, anything else really? No, nothing I can think of. I guess we will, for the sake of convenience, go ahead and say public game object background container. So if people want, they can have a background container that, or if they don't want to use images, they can just have a solid black background container. That's fine. So let's go ahead and say up here, public void show background ground, and public void hide background. Say background container. Background container set active false, or false, I guess. False. And then we'll set it to be true. Right there. Alright. So that is... I think that's pretty much everything I need right now. So let's go ahead and let that compile. And then we'll fill in everything that needs to be filled in. While that's happening, I'm going to take a drink. Alright, so let's fill in our background image, our filter image, and our background container. Okay, let's go ahead and for now let's turn off our background container. Why is our top all screwy there? Oh, I know why, it's because of you. That always gets me. I always forget that I have that on. Now I need to make sure that it did that for everything else. Okay, good. And let's see, select this, make sure it's the right one. Good. Let's go ahead and hit apply. Oh, I almost forgot I got to turn it off the root. So apply again. Alright. Okay, so I think while we're there, we still need to do what we originally set out to do, except I'm apparently really bad at focusing. I need to create states for my custom game session. So let's come up here, let's go to game logic, we're going to create, well, do I want to create that there, or do I want to have an enums object? No, it's fine, we'll do it here. So create, C# script, custom game state. Go ahead and open that up, reload all. I'm going to jump it around somewhere, usually to the far right, and there it is. We're going to make this derived from byte, make it an enum, make it part of text quest namespace. And here we go. So let's see, we're going to have, there are a couple of states that it can be in. Let's say quitting. I'm not going to worry about numbers for now. I'm just more worried about things. Playing. Starting. And that might be it. I guess I could have dead, maybe? I want to call it dead. These are basically the states that the custom game could get into, so when you first start it, it would show you the description, maybe, and that would just be starting. But as soon as you hit play, then it's going to be playing. Quitting will be that confirm setting, or let's, how about instead of just quitting, we're also going to need quit. You're quitting, and then you quit, or the state is quit. So basically, we'll have starting will probably be very shortly used. Playing is where the bulk of it's going to be. Quitting is going to be when you type quit, and it's going to ask you if you want to actually quit, so confirm yes or no. If you type no, you'll go back to the playing state. If you type yes, you'll go to the quit state, which will probably show something like score and any other stats that the player or the game creator wants to show. And dead is, I guess, what would happen when you lose the game. So when you get eaten by a Gru, for example, in Zork or something like that. We could make it lose or lost, maybe. Lost. And in that, we'll also have 1. I think that's probably decent. Let's go ahead and say equals 10 equal to 15 is equal to 20 is equal to 21 is equal to 25 and is equal to 26. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and close that. That's probably fine. Let's come up here to, where are you? Custom game session. And do we want to have a, yeah, it'll probably have to be protected. So let's go ahead and say protected custom game state current state is equal to custom game state dot say starting by default. And actually I lied, there are some other things that I want to do here. We'll have not playing by default, or not active, or inactive maybe. Inactive is equal to 0. That means that it's not playing at all. And that's probably what the state is going to be when you're still looking through things and you haven't actually started anything. Let's change, instead of just inactive, we could have editing or author. I don't know what else to really do here. No, it's probably fine. Let's just switch it to inactive. Come over to, let's see, classic create view. I'm not really worried about that right now. We can probably get rid of input view as well. Probably get rid of parser. And come over here to custom game session. Let's change this to inactive. All right. So start custom game, we'll say current state, not current room, current state is equal to custom game state dot playing. Current state is equal to custom game state dot quitting. All right. And here on in custom game, we'll set it to be quit. Oop, did I just like hit backspace or something? Come on, quit. There we go. Let's see. What else do I want to do here? So how to display. Okay, I think I might have an idea. Give me a second here. Let's see here. We're going to say if current state is equal to state.quitting, and then else, actually, you know what? No, let's do this. Switch current state, and by default, we'll have parser do stuff. Break. Okay, so default, we'll do that. Otherwise, we're going to say case dot quitting break. All right. This we're going to have to validate, I guess. So let's go ahead and say nested switch. Hooray! Input dot to lower. Oh, this is probably not going to be great. So give me a second. Let's go ahead and, well, all right. So let's go ahead and come down here. I'm going to say public void check quit input. It's going to take a string input. So check quit input. And the idea here is that the quit message should probably be customizable as well. So similar to the start message, pretty much every part of the game should be exposed. So by default, it would just be, you know, when you type quit, it'll say, "Are you sure you would like to quit?" And we can work from there. So by default, it's probably going to just say, "Are you sure you'd like to quit?" Yes and no. And if you hit yes, it'll show you scoring. But people might want to customize that, so we'll let that go. Let's go ahead and say check input. So check quit. Let's do confirm. Quit input. I guess that's probably the best I can do. Let's see here. Case not quit break. All right. So that's not going to do anything right now because I'm not entirely sure what to do when it actually quits or when you die or anything like that. But in any case, so we have a couple of things we need to do. Custom game parser commands, if command type dot quit. We're going to do global dot get custom game session dot attempt quit custom game. Be good there. Hello, Garrett. Welcome to the Devstream. Welcome back, actually. How are you today? So once we do that, we'll attempt to quit. Let's go to definition here. That sets our state to quitting for now. I might kind of... Oh, and I'm going to change this. So it's not a cached input view. It is now custom game input view. There we go. Let's see here. Lost my thing here. So in addition to setting the current state to be quitting, we also need to set like a little message maybe. For now, I might just hard code that. And in the future, maybe later today, we'll actually set up something to test it. So we're just going to say cached input view dot add text. Are you sure you would like to quit y/n? All right. And if we do all this stuff, then do I have a callback? Yeah, in-game callback. Do I pass that in? Good, good, good. Then we'll say if in-game callback, or game end callback, I guess. Doing well, still setting multiplayer movement to be smooth, or still getting it to be smooth. Yeah. How are you doing multiplayer? Are you using Unet and coding your own solution? Are you using Photon? Using Bolt or whatever it was, although they were bought by Photon, I guess. Oh, and I gotta say does not equal null. Oops. There we go. Okay, I think we're in a good spot. I might, real quick, have to actually update something. So I think I'm going to have to open or add a quit command because I don't think anything right now has it. So let's go ahead and go to TextQuest, design, dictionary. Alrighty then. Let's go down to the Q's. I really wish I had like an alphabet thing I could just click on the left or something, left or right, and jump to letters, but I don't think I can do that. I don't think there's a thing like that in Sheets. And it's QRS. There's totally a thing like that in documents. So I have Quest. Let's go ahead and say quit. So one below. Quit. It's going to be a noun. I'm sorry, it's not a noun. It's a command. Nope. Here we are. Quit. All right. That should be good. Let's go ahead and export that. Let's see. We're going to do JSON. We'll do custom words homogeneous thesaurus. yeah, I guess we'll replace existing files. Let's see, don't care about new line, don't care about unwrap single row sheets, don't care about ignore empty cells. Do we want to force string values? Might as well force string values. Do we want to export cell arrays? I think we have to. And export sheet arrays. It's been a while since I've had to export this. I don't remember what my settings all are. Okay, I think we're good here. Export contents. Nope, nope, nope. Just to be sure, I'm going to visualize this real quick. Right now I'm trying regular Unity 5 unit and writing my own authoritative input movement, setting up the WAS commands to the server and doing interpolation, panning the button. So you're doing an authoritative server instead of peer-to-peer. Let's see, I think this is correct. Go ahead and go all the way down to the bottom just to be sure. Word scary. Yep, that's the thesaurus. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that then. Uh-oh. Oh, that's the word. Okay. Yep, it's a number. All right. Let's go ahead and close. Let's export that. And we'll download it. While that's exporting. Oh yeah, we did a lot of stuff, didn't we? Let's see. Where is my dictionary? It's probably under data. Dictionary.json. Alright, let's go ahead and download that. Close this, come up here. Data, dictionary. Show this in Explorer. Move this over to the right. Let's go back here. Show in Finder. Does that actually say show? No, it's a show in folder. I was going to say, that can't be right. That's a Mac thing. Okay, I'm going to drag this over. Place the file. Get rid of that. And we're going to update our dictionary real quick. So we have 595. We should have 596 when we're done. We have 598. Apparently I had 2 more. Okay. Oh, you know what I really should have done is I should have had a list of all of the new words to my dictionary whenever I update it. I might add that after the stream today. That would be a nice little feature. Anyway, so it looks like everything's correct. Let's hope that I didn't break anything when we were doing that. So I don't think we did. Should be fine. Okay, so I think we can actually test quitting now. I'm not entirely sure if it's going to go well. Oh, and actually, I guess we can't real quick. I gotta do this. Attempt cancel game, blah, blah, blah. Receive input. Here we are. Check input. And we're going to say if input is equal to, hold on, not too lower is equal to y, or input dot to lower is equal to yes. Then we're going to set our current state. I guess we'll just do quit or end game in custom game. Okay. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. I think that'll work. We're going to find out. I'm hopeful. Looks like UNet still lacks basic transform interpolation unless you use physics. Wait, really? It uses the physics system for that? That's really weird. Huh. Yeah, I know that in the past I've messed with UNet, but it was back literally when it first came out, and it was atrocious. Every week I would try to get something to work, and then they would completely change the system, and it just didn't work. It was very annoying. I mean, the system itself worked, but when they're shifting it out from under you every week, it made it very difficult to actually make things run. Let's go to extras, author mode, create, Zork, map. Okay. Let's try playing the starting room. We're going to go north again. The second room. Let's go north because I forgot to make them different. And then let's hit quit. Are you sure you would like to quit? Hooray! So we can actually quit. Ha ha ha! Cool. That's wonderful. Let's see. So we have quit functionality in there now. The next thing I would like to do is, I guess, try to get some of the other needed functionality for rooms and such. So let's look at getting a couple of things. Let's try adding background images for rooms. So you can actually set background images if you'd like. And let's also look at getting starting text working. And I think we'll be good for a while on those two. So let's see here. Before I forget, let's go ahead and Explorer. I'm just going to navigate to my custom game folder. That's a 4K image because of course it is. Let's see. I'm going to actually convert these into sprites when I generate them. But for now, I actually do need to have a new screenshot. So let's get another good screenshot in here. Do a couple of things. Let's do this, call it test game image 2. And let's get one more. This looks good. This will be test game image 3. Test game image 3. All right. There's going to be a couple of fun things here. So do I have a sprite utility class? No, but I have a sprite extensions, which is fine. That's probably where it is. Yep. All right. Create sprite. Create sprite. All right. I'm going to do some fun texture caching here. So we're going to say private dictionary. Oh, I can't do concurrent dictionary. Using system.collections.generic dictionary. It's going to be a dictionary of texture 2D and sprites. I'm going to call it cached sprites. It's equal to new dictionary. Why don't you like that? Ah, static. There we go. All right. And all we're going to do is we're just going to say create sprite, bool cache sprite is equal to true by default. Again, bool cache sprite is equal to true by default. It will cache sprites though, or cache the sprite and pass it. In any case, this is just basically going to be a nice way for me to store relationships between texture 2Ds and the sprites that are created from them. So if I want to, say, create a sprite and I pass in the same texture 2D, then it won't create a brand new sprite. It will return the previous sprite. That way we don't constantly have to make sprites. This way it should be a little bit better. So let's see here. We're going to say... this is fine. So we're going to say if not cache sprite or not cached sprites dot contains key texture. We're going to do this. Else we'll return cached sprites of texture. There we go. Simple as that. I think that's right. Yep. Okay. So that's a simple way to keep track of those. And now, let's go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to go to custom game session. No. Although I will need actually to add some stuff. I believe we want room info. Am I doing anything with rooms? Null reference, not really. So I'm going to leave that alone. Room info, go to definition. How to do this? Do I want it to be a sprite? Yeah, probably. So let's go ahead and say public string room background equal to that. Do I want it to be a string, which would probably be the path, or should I make it a texture 2D? I guess for now I'll make it a sprite. Because this is something that's never going to be saved out. So sprite. It's going to have to be something that's just always generated when it comes in. Actually, no, that's a lie. I need it to be saved out, don't I? String, so it has to be a string. Because I need to load that image, or at least attempt to do so. How wonderful. So let me go ahead and say, maybe I should private, or do it in private. No, that won't work. There needs to be a public getter for it. So, hooray. Give me a second here. We're going to say private, private, sprite, room, background, sprite. Then we're going to need a public getter. So let's see here. Public sprite room background sprite get return room background sprite. All right. I guess it should be set to set. No. Well. Give me a second here. I gotta think about how to do this. It can't be a coroutine, but it can be a callback. Okay. How about this? We're going to say, give it a function maybe. And then, let's see, get exit info. So let's go ahead and go up here and we're going to say public void update background sprite. And we'll say if, okay, don't know how that turned into that from an if. If background sprite, I guess it's room background, isn't it? If room background is equal, we'll just do dot string. I do not know why I keep going back and forth here. I just kind of fumbled around there. Dot is null or empty. Then we'll just set it to be room background sprite is equal to null in that case. Otherwise, we're actually going to do something. And that something else is going to be, let's go down here to private. No, I guess that should be below these things then, shouldn't it? Alright, give me a second. Private void on background sprite, I guess it'd be texture loaded. That's going to take a texture 2D, I believe. Texture. So otherwise we're going to say file manager dot load texture. Jeez. Okay, texture callback is going to be that function, but I got to remember the path. The path can't be an absolute path; it has to be relative path. So I think I need to say file manager dot custom path plus room background. I believe that's right. And then our on success is going to be on background texture loaded. All right, just to be sure, let me peek this real quick. Okay, so it does have the separator char, making sure data path Directory custom is custom. Okay, so it should be fine. And there we go. All right, I think that's good. The reason we have to do that is an asynchronous callback, or we have to have a callback instead of just saying that it is this texture or load texture function, is because this is asynchronous, so it has to have a callback to let you know when it's done. Although I don't actually think, let me peek this, I don't think it caches these, which is a little unfortunate. So in theory, we actually could load it multiple times into memory, but we'll have to live with that, I think. I mean, I could... No, it's fine. It is fine for now. We'll probably have an optimization pass at some point that actually stores paths to textures, and then we can use that to cache their textures, and then we can use them to cache their sprites. Nested sprites by way of path. Hooray. So let's go ahead and say sprite extensions dot create sprite from texture, and yeah, we're going to cache, and all we got to do here is say room background sprite is equal to that. Hooray! So all that to get this updating stuff working. Let's go ahead and come back here, let it compile. We're going to open up our UI, and I'm going to go to custom room. So we're going to need to add a background button somewhere in here, which that's great. I'm probably going to go here to help balance out exits. Let's go ahead, open all this stuff, room description. Let's see, so we have room connections, which I'm assuming are all the same. But I actually need to change room description from the bottom. Instead of 90, it's going to have to be, I'm guessing, 125? Oh, nope, not enough. 150? Yep, 150. All right. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? No, we'll make it 90, like it was, and then we'll do what we were doing before, where we just set this to be, so what was that, 50 or 60 from the bottom. And then we can have another button down here. Let's go ahead and grab the add exit button, paste this down here. And I think it's just going to be 0, 0, and 0. Yep, good. Let's see here. Is our background the thing? Okay, making sure that that's the thing that's going to tint. The add exit button here is now going to be called room background. Wow, I can't spell background apparently. Background button. Let's go to our text. This is going to say change room background, or let's say change background image. There we go. And that's probably fine. That's all we're going to have to do. Let's go ahead and come up here. Let's see, close button, new exit button. Let's go ahead and say public button, change background, capital A, background button. Hello, Anthony. Welcome back. Aha! I can do this. Haha. I put it in, and there's a real life one? What do you mean? Oh, I need to look at this one. Let's see. Aha! Yeah, sorry. I know that this is like basic for anyone who's been watching chat streams for a while, but I've just integrated this stuff today, so I'm super excited to use it. Anyway, let's see here. What was I doing? Adding buttons, which I did. Now I need to add the functions for them. New exit. Where did I put the button in relation to that? It's above new exit. Okay. On name it, on description, on new exit. Click. So private void on change background clicked. I was going to change this to say clicked. All right. Let's see here. So when it's clicked, we're probably going to want to do this UI.open modal. Oh, no, it's not a modal. UI.get file explorer view dot open, and it's going to need file extensions. That's fine. So let's go ahead and say we're going to look for, I guess just for now, PNG and JPEGs. I think that's fine. So we're going to say do I not have a thing? Whatever. We'll just do our own new string. Oh, it's an array, right? To JPG, comma, PNG. Okay. I think we're good there. I might as well do a dot there too. Early 2018, that's the current goal. Whether it's going to get there, I don't know. But it's the current goal. Yeah, well, I promise it's not got a virus. At least last time I checked it didn't. In any case, let's see here. We also have to do, in addition to that, I need to say, you know what? UI.get file explorer view. We're going to change this around a little bit. And I really should have done this in a better way, and I might actually redo this at some point. But we're going to say file explorer view is equal to that. Come on, work with me here. And then we'll just shorten this part to view.open. Let's go ahead and say view.onFileSelected. Well, see, this is why I don't like it. So onClose plus equals null for now. And then view.onFileSelected plus equals null. I believe onFileSelected is going to give me a string. Yep, path. Okay. So I have to do a couple of things here. So we're going to say private void on file explorer closed. We're going to do this. So it's going to be minus equals and minus equals. And we'll do this again. All right. Let's go ahead and replace these real quick on close. And then private void on file explorer select. That's going to take a string path. All right, let's go ahead and do this. All right, we're going to change, or we're going to say, hold on, this should be referencing room image or room info, I believe. Room info. Yep. Okay. Room info dot background is equal to path, and then we're going to say room info dot update background sprite. All right, so that should be good. And see, I would kind of actually like to show the image in the background here when it's loaded to let you know it. That way you can see it and actually deal with it to make sure it looks like what you want it to look like. But I could see how that might cause problems. It should be fine. But that means I need to have a callback here. Oh yeah, the sprite thing. You twitching every time I do commands? What do you mean? Oh, and yeah, the person at the bottom right, that's me in 8-bit form. It's a terrible little Flash thing that I threw together, and I've been slowly making a fancy one in Unity, and it's like, I don't know, 80% done. Has a couple of more animations, and the background is a little bit more interactive, and all that fun stuff. Let's see here. So on File Explorer Select, this selects the actual path. Let's see. Oh, and then I need to go down here and say view.open. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that's the close. Well, never mind. Okay, so this is all fine. And then we'll actually want to call this. So go ahead and do that. What else do we want to do? I actually don't think I might not need to do that. So we'll leave that alone for now. So yeah, that's actually not going to work. Give me a second here. What to do about that? I guess I could load those images into the custom game session directly. That might be a better choice, actually. Instead of having the rooms themselves get those files, we could have, well, no, they need to have a string at least. But maybe the actual sprite can be contained in the custom game session. I think that would make a little bit more sense. So that means that we're actually going to come up here then, and we're going to say, let's add a dictionary. And this dictionary is going to be a dictionary of room IDs and background images. So room IDs and sprites. I think that's going to be what it does. So let me see. How do I want to phrase this? For now, I'm going to put it right here, I think. So protected dictionary. It's going to be a list of, actually, I guess it's going to be ints and sprites. And this is going to be room backgrounds. New. The reason I'm also putting it in custom game session is so that custom game author session can have stuff and do stuff with it, as opposed to having to dig through the individual sections to get all their sprites. We can just get all of their sprites right here. Because it doesn't really matter if the room info actually has a reference to its own sprite, as long as it has the path to the sprite. That's all that really matters, because that's the only thing that needs to be saved, not the actual sprite information itself. Okay, so we're going to need to go to down here, load game data. I guess that's going to be up here, get room. Let's go ahead and go public sprite get room background. We'll pass in an int ID. Make sure this is capital G. Oh, right. I was going to say, why are you mad? It's because I haven't returned anything yet. So we're going to say if room backgrounds dot contains key ID, not if, there we go. Then we'll return room backgrounds of ID. And otherwise, we're just going to return null. Simple as that. And I guess custom game author session is the only thing that needs to say add room background, because custom game session doesn't really need that. So, let's see, gotta space these things out a little bit more. And get room position, set room position, clear, get room, add new room. Okay, so we'll put it here. Public void add room background. It's going to take an int ID and a sprite. No, it should. Yeah. Oh man, this is terrible. So we have a bit of a conundrum here. I'm going to comment that out real quick. In theory, let this compile. So when you click on change background image and select the image that you want to be the room background, it's going to take a little bit of time for it to actually load that image and make it into a texture 2D that then can be turned into a sprite. But if we want the new room to update properly, we're going to have to either make it create the sprite, then pass that to the author session, or make the author session pass that and then call refresh on this when it's done, which would be kind of weird. So actually, you know what? I think that's fine. So we'll have the room custom room view. Where is that? Custom room view. That will actually create the sprite, and it will pass it when it's done to custom game author session. The reason that we can do that is because custom game view, even when you close it, it doesn't actually get rid of the script. It doesn't disable the script, so it can keep going in the background if it needs to. Anyway, so let's go ahead and say sprite. All right, and we're just going to say room backgrounds.add id sprite. And actually, I guess just to be safe, we're going to say if room backgrounds dot contains key id, then we'll do something else. Otherwise, that. So if I hate it when it does that. All right. So otherwise, instead of saying add, it's going to be room backgrounds of id is equal to sprite. There we go. Okay, so let's come over here to custom room view, on file explorer closed. Okay, on file explorer select. So we're actually going to change this, which means that we no longer need this. We're going to change this, grab this, get rid of it, and I honestly don't know if you can deselect an image right now. That's a shortcoming I'll have to think about. Right now, I don't know if it's actually possible to basically, if you have an image selected, to select nothing and then set your image to be not an image, basically, or to have no background. We'll see if that's possible. I don't remember if I coded that or not. So we're going to need a function similar to, let's see, where is it? Room infos. So we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this information too. We don't actually need it. And instead, we're going to copy this function. So this is going to be our callback. Come back over here. Let's go to on exit clicked. Let's go ahead and set this on background texture loaded. Texture 2D, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're not going to do anything here. And instead, we're going to say backgrounds is null or empty. Let's say if path.is null or empty, then we're going to have to do something, but I don't know what to do here. Here, we're going to come up here. I need to add some image references anyway. Let's see, exit grid, public, image, background image. All right, let's come up here to change background, blah, blah, blah. Background image dot sprite. We'll set that to be equal to null if it's null. Otherwise, we're going to do this path on background texture loaded. I'm not lying for you to be happy. Oh, yeah, thank you. I'm glad that that you're liking the demo. I'm pretty proud of it. There's still a lot of work to go, though. It definitely needs a lot of polish, especially the demo. The first two stages are really kind of rough right now. On background texture loaded. Okay, so here's where we're actually going to set the sprite. So we're going to have to say author. Do I cache the author session? I don't think I do. No, I don't. All right, that's fine. So let's see. We're going to say global.get custom game author session .add room background, and then we're going to oh crud. Oh no, that's fine. Room info .id comma sprite extensions .create sprite from texture. Okay, so that should be fine, and in that case we're also going to set background image dot sprite is equal to global.get custom game author session dot get room background room info dot id. Okay, I think we're good. So I think we can actually get this to select an image and it should load that all. So let's give it a shot. I'm actually curious and hopeful that it will. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely continuing to work on it. It's getting into a really good spot. I just got to continue to keep working on it and get it nice and polished. Anyway, so let's go ahead and come up here. We're going to add our room background button there. Then we're going to, let's see, room panel background is solid, I believe. So let's see, we're going to say, let's come up here to, that's not what I wanted, put you here. We're going to say stretch this out. Good, that's across the entire thing. So this is going to be our background image. And I guess I'll just make it an image. I was going to have a nested thing, but whatever. So yeah, here's... Oh no, that's why I need to actually do that. Hold on. So we're going to make an image here. UI, create, image. We'll stretch it out. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to duplicate that, which of course means doing that. And this is going to be similar to our filter image from before. It's just going to be used to soften the background image so it's not nearly as visible, basically. It's not going to be obnoxious. So let's do 200. That's probably fine. And then this can be, whatever it wants to be. Let's go ahead and set these as solid. That way, again, it's Atlasine. Solid by default. All right, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and call this background image. I'll call this background container. Container. All right. And so we need a couple of other things. We're going to say background image. And actually, no, I guess that's probably fine. Okay, we'll do that. And I think that's everything I need to do. So next I'm going to go ahead and hit apply here. Now there's a quick change that I do need to make to the logic for this. If I don't do anything right now, then it's going to be solid white all the time if you don't have an image loaded. So what it should do is, if you don't have an image for the background selected, it should probably be set to black. That way it just doesn't look like anything's there. And then when it does have an image, we'll set it to white. That way it's, you can actually look at it. So let's see, we're going to have open and refresh info, I guess is where we want to go. So let's go to definition. All right, we're going to say background image dot sprite is equal to global. I really need to just cache this. Dot get custom game author session. Dot get room background room info dot id, and here we're going to say if background image dot sprite is equal to null, then we'll say background image dot color, not collider, color is equal to color dot black, else background image dot color is equal to color dot white. Okay. I think that's probably good. Let's go ahead and, is that stuff all applied now? Yes, it is. So we'll give this a test to see if we can do anything with it. I'm hopeful. Please. Oh, wait, no, I almost forgot the most important thing. I need to actually assign the event listener down here. That would have been disappointing. So let's see, we're going to say background, change background button, on click, add listener, on change background clicked. There we go. Okay. Now I think we're good to test. Killed the troll. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn off our UI here. Save this out. Hit play. Click through. Start. Extras. Author mode. Let's go to create. Zork. Map. Okay. Change background image. Test image 2. Ah, no. What happened? Argument cannot be null. Ah, no. What happened? Ah. That's disappointing. Give me a second. So it looks like Sprite Extensions 23 was not happy. Wait, it tried to load a null texture? Okay, that's interesting. So that must mean it's something else. Sprite Extensions 15. Yep, that's okay. So what called that? Custom Room View 172. 172. Okay. Let me double check this then. So debug.log. This, make sure that the path is correct. Because my assumption here would be that the path was not right. So it loaded nothing, basically. Well, thank you very much for playing it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Anthony. Yeah, the demo is going to be the first 2 levels of the game because since Text Quest is based on a genre that was really thriving in the 1980s, I thought it'd be cool to have a demo that was like something from the 1980s, which was shareware, basically. So first 2 levels of the game are free. If you like it, you can buy it and continue where you left off, and you won't have to replay those 2 levels if you don't want. Let's go to Extras, Author Mode, Create, Zork, Map, Starting Room, Change. Okay. Let's see here. Ah, see, there it is. I knew it was going to do that. Or I should have known anyway. So it doubled up. I hate it when it does that. Wait, did it triple up? Oh, it's probably because the path that was returned was already correct. So we can probably just do that. Okay. Let's give that a shot, although we gotta wait the requisite, 2 minutes for the game to stop playing. Driving me nuts, man. Don't know what does it. At any rate, so looking at that, it seems like that's the problem. So let's try it one more time, and that should do it. Make sure it's saved. All right. So I guess that's actually good. That was past Chris doing something that was smart that future and current Chris just was stupid about. So the path returns the actual full path, not the partial path, which I don't know why I thought it returned the partial path, but, that's just me being silly. Let's go to Extras, Author Mode, Create, Zork. Okay. Let's go to Map. Check this out. That didn't work. That didn't work at all. Okay, it sort of worked. But it shouldn't have. I'm guessing it's because of that. Yeah. Okay. So let me change that line of code real quick. Where are you? On File Explorer, select. Here we are. False. How many levels am I thinking of? So there's the first 2, which form. Oh, I'm on Japanese again. There's the first 2 levels, which form the demo. Then there's 5 levels that compose what I call the second part, or the second chapter, which is the overworld. And then there's 4 levels planned for the end game, which is the underground kingdom. And those are the largest and most sprawling levels that haven't really been started, because anything that we've started before is probably going to be redone. Which is a shame, because I have like 2 half levels done from that, but they're going to need to be redone. Because I want them to be of high quality. So that's 2 plus 5 plus 4, so about 11-ish. Probably actually closer to 12. We'll probably round that up for the final level. So 12 levels is what I'm intending. And a level is, in the case of the demo, you have the castle is 1 level, and then the sewers are 1 level. So those are on the smaller side of levels. Some other levels are much larger, especially the last end game chunk. Those levels are massive compared to the early stuff. So we're going to go to Create, Zork. Okay, let's go to Map, Starting Room. Oh, we're not saving and loading right now, are we? That's right. So let's change it. Still closed it. Even though I told it not to. So it's, I mean, it's partially fine because we're at least able to see that we are loading images. And that's good. Now that makes me happy. But it's not saving it, which means that we can't actually do anything with it right now. Okay. Let's go ahead and close. And I'm going to stop playing. I'm going to go look at this. Peak definition. I don't understand. I said false. Peak definition. If not is open. Base not open. Close out. Weird. So is it just not listening to me? Peak definition. Open current menu set active. Current menus and close others. Yeah, see, no? Weird. Huh. I wonder why it... I wonder why. Okay. Let me see. I guess I'll just add a thing here to see when close is clicked. So let's go ahead and just say debug.log. Closed. And in addition to that, let's go to room info real quick, and we're going to parse all this fun stuff out. So we're going to say room descriptions, peak definition. We're going to add a new thing here, which is going to be public const string room background is equal to background. Hit OK there. Save that. All right. So we're going to say room background is equal to json.getStringValue custom game or custom content utility dot room background. We'll also give it a string default value of nothing. And down here, we'll say json.add custom content utility dot room background. Room background. All right, simple as that. That should get it actually saving. We do need to, when it loads, let's see. Where is from JSON actually called on? This is probably going to give me a lot. That's the problem with having it derived from things. It's probably going to be in custom game session, I assume. Review custom game session. It's probably from JSON here, I'm guessing. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Rooms JSON. Yes. Okay. In addition, we're going to say... actually, you know what? Yeah, it's fine. For int I equals 0. Actually, not. No. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Room info. Info is equal to this. So it's going to add info. And then at the end here, we're going to say if info dot room background does not equal, or sorry, not is null or empty. So if it's not that, then we will say, we'll need to actually load that sprite. So we're going to say backgrounds.clear room backgrounds.add crap. This is where it gets unfortunate. Ah, dang it. Okay, give me a second here. So we're gonna have to do this way. That's just great. Private void on room background loaded texture 2D text. Okay, hold on. This is actually bad. This is why I got confused. So in room info here, our current room view, where are you? So on name edit, on change background, on file explorer, select, here we are. I can't actually set room background to path because the path is the absolute value. It has your local path from your root drive to the game. That won't work if you ever share these files with someone else. So I need to change this to say file manager dot what is it, trim path, subpath maybe, sub. I had a thing for this. Hold on, let me see what these are. I don't remember. I basically need to get a substring. Custom data path. I'm pretty sure that I put it in file manager, but it actually might be in string extensions. String extensions dot, let's see, get shared start. That's actually kind of the opposite of what I want. Get shared start returns a string that both strings contain. That's actually not what I want. Okay, give me a second here, give me a second here, give me a second here. Right, custom game create view. Okay. Seriously? Alright. Oh, is it classic create probably? Oh yeah, I bet it's actually called classic create view, isn't it? Classic create. Yep. Classic create view, because for some reason I thought that made sense. Anyway, image button. Let's see what we do there. On image clicked, go to definition. I know that this loads it. So we're going to say open, blah, 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 on file selected. See, like, why did that not work? Or why does that work and the other one doesn't? It doesn't matter. On file selected, on image selected. Get local path. There we go. Should it be save file path? I don't think that's right. Oh, no, that's the save file path. I'm sorry. Yes, that is correct. So that's what I want. Let's go ahead and come up here. And we're going to say that. Okay. And then we're going to have to do that. You know what? I'm going to cache that author session stuff. Go to definition. I really should probably have a single class that all of my class or custom game views derive from that just has this in it. Because otherwise it's going to be nasty having it everywhere. But in any case, let's go ahead and go add this up to the top. And we're going to have private custom game author session. All right. And now I can replace all of my client or global.gets with that. So I can do this and have it be much shorter and much easier to write code-wise. Anyway, so let's see here. On File Explorer select. We don't care about that. Okay. Just gonna real quick make things a little bit more efficient. That's probably fine for now. Aha. All right. Okay, do I have anything else that I want to do here? Not really. Author session on background texture loaded, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I think that will be correct this time. We'll find out. And yes, okay. So let's see what it looks like. I'm also going to open up my, let's see, not downloads, but my actual custom, oh wait, I already have that open, don't I? Right there. We're going to take a look at Zork 1 to make sure that it all looks right. Not worried about that. So we don't have anything in here, obviously, for our paths yet. We should see that the next time we open that map and set a path. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, and actually, out of curiosity, File Explorer closed. I am at least doing get, right? Not open. Yes. Okay. That looks fine then. Go ahead and do that. Type start, extras, author mode, create. Let's go to Zork. Maps. Alright, we got this. Change our background image. Test game 2. Interesting. So it opened it back up. Oh, that means that it was a sorting order. Okay, I get it. But it didn't refresh our background here. But if I click it, it'll work. Yeah, it'll work. All right. Okay, so we're half there. And real quick, I want to see if I was correct on something. Let's go to Don't Destroy Unload, UI, View Container, and we want to look at Custom Room, which is 5, and Custom Game App, which is 2. Okay, never mind. I don't know why it... whatever. Let's take a look at this. It's been modified. All right, we have our background. There we go. Okay. So to load that image, we can't just have it load in as we were having it coded. Let's go to our custom. Get rid of classic create. Actually, no, not get rid of classic create. I need to look at that real quick. Open, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, creator text, load game image. Here we are, get file directory path plus this. Okay, so that's what I want to do. I need that line. Then we're going to go to, let's close, custom game author session. I'm not doing anything with it right now. We're going to do this. And I need to actually see what load game image is, don't I? Okay, I don't know why I made that a separate function, but apparently I did. So, we're going to say load game image. So it's going to be this, basically. And this is going to be this, I believe. So, oh yeah, don't play Sierra mode. It is brutal. It has a lot of, right now it's even worse on the demo just because it has a lot of stuff that the base normal game will teach you, but not in the demo. So it expects you to know things that you have no way of knowing in the demo. Anyway, so instead of author session.image path, we actually don't care about that. We're just going to say, oh dear, how, can I not get that? Hold on. I need the path to the save file, but I don't think I have that. Crap. I don't think we do. So give me a second here. Go back up to here. Let's change our command type. Let's go to, what was it? Custom game author session. All right. So let's see here. It probably, yeah, it has a save file path. I'm going to move this to the base game, or custom game session. So we're going to put this here. God, this is getting into really messy territory. I'm going to have to live with it. But yeah, Sierra mode is kind of brutal. So let's call this save file path. And on background loaded. Ah, dang it, that's not going to work. Um, jeez. I have to do a delegate. Dang it. I hate doing delegates. Well, actually, I don't hate them, but I very rarely do them unless I have to. We're going to have to. Okay, so I have to make it a delegate. Oh, right. Sorry. Texture 2D. 2D. Text. Or text. We're going to say, when that's loaded, we will have to say, crap. Okay. That's simple to fix too. That means that we are going to have add room background in the base class. It's as simple as that. All right, let's go up here, get room background, add room background. Say add room background. Info.id and sprite extensions.create sprite from text. Oh, there we go. All right, that should load our background images, I believe. Okay, do I need anything else? I don't think so, but we'll find out. Oh, and actually, while I'm in here, let's go to our custom room view. And no, don't feel bad about getting stuck in Sierra mode. It is literally, it's just the player versus the designer. It's me coming up with goals for you to achieve and then putting everything in the way to make it difficult for you. Because it's meant to be reflective of, 1980s Sierra. So when everything was brutal and there were no guides and you had to just learn to like being punished. Anyway, let's see. On File Explorer closed, on File Explorer select, on background texture loaded. Oh, right. And we're going to say, it was the color. The color is what did it. I bet it was the color. Background image dot color is equal to color dot white. I bet that's fine. Okay. I wouldn't do that. It's possible to get through it right now, and honestly, I feel like I almost made Sierra mode too easy in the first two levels. Because there was one person at one convention that I went to who just got everything. He did it right. Like he wasn't fooled. He just went through it and found the hidden stuff. He avoided the traps and the design choices that would fool players into doing things that would make the game unwinnable. He just somehow avoided them all. It was completely accidental. He didn't even mean to do it. He just went through and he did it. I was like, this is insane. It's not supposed to be like that. No, we have an argument, can't be null. That means it was trying to load. Oh, crap, I didn't select it in time. Oh well, at least I know where it's coming from. It's coming from here. Oh. Hold on. Oh, yeah. That's why. Plus info dot room background. There we go. Of course I forgot that. And just to be sure, I am going to debug this, debug.log that, so I can see the path. I feel a fool. Alright, go ahead and play. Or not. I guess if Unity didn't want to register that click, that works too. Alrighty then. Let's go ahead and start. Go to extras, author mode, create. Dang it! Oh wait, no, we knew that. I haven't changed any code. Oh. Right. Crap. Oh dear, that's not going to work. Okay. So I have to actually break that out. That's unfortunate. So this whole chunk is going to have to go to a different function entirely. So we're going to have to say I guess right here, public void load background images. So we're going to have to say for int I equals 0, I is less than room info, or I guess is it room info? Yep. Dot count I plus plus. Oh, those braces in backwards order. Okay, grab this. If not room info of I dot background, blah blah blah. Set that. Okay. I think we're good. I'm going to change this. Get rid of this. We're going to say we're going to clear them out here. All right. So I have to load background images when I actually go into that create view. So give me a second here. Open, author session, save custom game, author session, save file path is equal to that. Save custom game. Do I really want to do that? Whatever, it's fine. Then we're going to go ahead and say author session dot load background images. Okay. That should work. And I also, oh, apparently it didn't. Oh, there's a extra room info that snuck in there. All right, let's go ahead and save this out. So now that that's broken out, we shouldn't get errors, at least not in relation to that. So let's see. Okay, done compiling. Wait, what am, well, all right, it should hopefully work for this room. Let's see. Start, extras, author mode, create, Zork, map. Dang it! Now, is that because it's black or because, and we got an argument out of range exception. That's never good. Let me see, file manager, custom game session. 250 or 245. Custom game session 245. Ah, right there. Wait, we didn't have, the debug didn't show up. What? What? Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Why didn't the debug show up? Right here. We have an error. Oh, I guess it did, but it's like two things above it? That's weird. Okay. I mean, it looks right, but we won't know until I can actually click on it to view the error. Yeah, no, if you try to do stuff like eat self, it will say like auto cannibalism isn't the answer. And fun stuff like that. Huh. How on earth do we have an argument is out of range exception there, though? Room info. background? Like, I don't understand. Because the path looks right. This is the path, I assume. Yeah, 244. On our D drive, game development, Unity text quest build, text quest assets going back up, down to custom, and test game image 2.jpg. That's correct. But we get an argument is out of, or argument out of range exception. In 245. Why? Is there more to that error? 245. I mean, the next error is in the list class, which I can't look at. There must be something else happening. Like, it has to be dynamically resizing that list or something. That's super weird. That doesn't make sense. Add room background. It's almost as if this callback happens and the I is wrong. I would expect. I bet that's what it is. Hold on. Hold on. Int index is equal to I. Let me try this real quick. Copy. Index. Literally index. Okay. Let's try that. That's one of the weird things with delegates, is that numbers that are not set to be like instances of numbers and are actually being adjusted, such as ints, will kind of not work sometimes. Let's see if that makes it go away. I'm hopeful. Let's go ahead and click through this. Type start. Extras, author mode. Let's create. Zork. Map. Ha 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 ha! Yes! Got it! That's exciting. Close this. Now let's see if we can get this one to load correctly. Yes! I was right! Aha! So now we can load background images. Let's go ahead and close this. So we get different ones each time. We do. Isn't that nice? If we, I wish I could close. Uh-oh. That's not right. Okay. It shouldn't show these, but it is. It's weird. Okay. Let's close out. Let's move some stuff. Let's quit. Uh-oh. That was weird. I had a hang there. Thought for a second it was going to freeze, but I don't know. Let's go ahead and look at this. So we have test game image 3, test game image 2. I am going to try to get the custom game input section or input view to show room backgrounds now. And we'll see if we can actually get that to work. So let's go to custom game session. All right. We're going to go up here to start custom game. Custom game visited rooms. Okay. And we're going to say if room backgrounds dot contains key start, or I guess current room. Then we'll say UI.get custom game input view dot update background sprite, and we're going to say room backgrounds of current room. And I would kind of wish I didn't have to do all this stuff in like all these parameters, but it's going to eventually be important, I guess. So we'll do color black, color dot black. There we go. And that's probably fine. And then we're probably going to do the same thing in our actual move in direction. Okay, and if x info does not equal that, we're going to set our current room again. Same thing, and we should be fine. So let's see if that works. I'm actually kind of curious. Although before we do that, let's go to Start Custom Game, find all references. On play clicked. Load game data, go to definition. And then after from JSON, we're going to say load background images. Yes. I'm a little worried that it won't catch the first image in time. We might, like, it might move too fast, which would be unfortunate. We'll see if that happens. Okay. I think it's going to be, I'm hopeful that it's going to be okay. We'll find out. What happened? Oh my god, what happened? I'm sorry, Anthony. I don't know what happened there. I might have turned Nightbot on. I didn't change much on Nightbot when I just set it up today, so it might have thought you were spamming. Apparently it did. Okay. I'll have to change that setting. That's my fault. Start. Sorry about that, Anthony. Guess that's what happens when you don't fully set up a stream-integrated chatbot before you start streaming. Things happen that you're not expected. Oh man, I can't believe it deleted everything though. That's heavy. Alright. Sorry about that. Author mode. Create. Let's work. Darn it. What broke? Oh, phooey. Hold on. That won't work. I can't put it there. Forgot. Darn it. Alright, let's go ahead and come back here. And instead, I guess we're just going to have to find all references. This. And we'll have to just say global.get custom games. Actually, no. You know what? Find all references. Path. Okay, so yep, I was right. We're going to pass path into that, basically. Go to definition. This is going to take a string, save file path. Then we're going to say save file path is equal to save file path. So we'll say this dot save file path, and then we'll do load background images. Huh. Yeah, no, I thank you. I'm sorry about yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust those settings. Oh right, I probably forgot to do it one more time. Custom game map view. Shite. Do I need to do that? Hold on. Let me see where this is called. I'm a little worried. Yep, right there. Alright. Give me a second here. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, that's not a problem. I can just do this. So it'll load itself, or its own save file path, I guess. Let's see. Let that compile. Come back here, and in Classic Create View, actually up here in Open, it's going to have path that it's going to set. I no longer need to say explicitly here, save file path equals that, because load game data will do that for us now. Okay. Almost there. On play clicked. Author session dot save file path. All right. Let me see. What were you saying before Nightbot came in and killed you? Something about Sierra mode. But yeah, Sierra mode is deliberately meant to be the game's hard mode. And it's meant to be the type of hard mode that I like in games. It's not just like increasing enemy difficulty, although it does do that. But it also shuffles item placement, makes puzzles harder, and has extra content. You said you'll give up? Yeah. It honestly is not meant to be fun. At least it's not meant to be fun unless you've played through the normal mode and you really enjoy challenges. It is. Whenever I take it to conventions, I always make sure that when. Oh no. Man, it hangs really bad. That's not great. Ooh. Okay. So something about that might be causing a bit of a memory hike, I bet. Let's go to map. Yeah, something definitely about loading those images is causing a problem. So at least it does load it. Let's give it a try for playing. Okay, so let's go north. Darn it. Did I do that wrong? Custom game session. We're loading background images. Start custom game. Here we are. I'm going to go ahead and stop. I'm not going to stop playing real quick. I want to actually check my custom game input. My background is disabled. That might do it. See if that... Nope. Okay. Oh, my filter... Do I have an error or something? No. Weird. My filter image... Did I set it to fade to black? Oh. Duh. That's why. Okay. Give me a second here. I also gotta change this real quick. So peak. We're gonna say if sprite is equal to null, background container dot set active. Actually, no, I guess we'll just say show or hide. Hide background. Else. I was gonna say, why are you doing that? Show background. All right. There we go. I think we're good there. And we're gonna change this from black to, although I actually do need to peek that one more time. Peek. Out color. Okay. So this is going to be a new color. I'm going to say new color 0f, 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 and the alpha I'm guessing is probably going to be somewhere around like 0.8f. It might need to be darker, but I think that's fine for now. So we'll give that a shot, see if that fixes it. Although I'm curious how often load is being called on this, so I'm going to also put a debug in there. Load background images. Debug.log. Load backgrounds. Okay. Because either it's happening a lot, or I need to change how I load background images, or how I load images, because that is a huge hiccup. All right. Let's see here. Also, I don't think we're going to get to start messages today. We kind of locked in on the whole background image thing because it's a little more entertaining. Or at least I think it is. Definitely a lot more visual. So let's see here. Play, click through our credits, or not credits, splash screen, I guess. Extras, author mode, create, Zork. Oh my goodness. How many times? Only once? No, it got called twice. That's gross. And then I know that it gets called a third time when we go here, which seems like a waste. So I might just have to optimize this somehow. Play. Let's go north. Haha! North. Nice! Cool, so we got it working. Oh, and I guess I need to change this from press escape to close. Oh, and I probably should make it so you can't press escape to close. And actually, to make sure, I want to test some stuff. North. Get some screenshots. I'm going to hit escape. Oh, good. It doesn't close. That's good. But I should change that. Definitely should change that. Okay. So we're in a good spot. I'm going to probably... Hold on. Assets. Screenshots. There we are. Let's come up here. All right. So this is our backgrounds. Wait, our background image shouldn't go down here. It should be up here, I think. Ugh. Okay. We're gonna have to change that then. Because it probably shouldn't go below this, because that could make it hard to see what you're typing. Yeah. I'll probably change that in a... Well, yeah, I'll probably change that eventually. Hold on a second. Is a scepter a staff? They're similar. I'd say they're probably synonyms. Why? Let's see here. So we get all of our rooms. I'm gonna make some quick UI edits. So let's go to custom game input, root. Let's turn on our background. Oh, and you know what? I'm also going to change some stuff here. Custom game input view. Down here on the background sprite stuff, we're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to say if background container dot active self, or if not that, then we're going to say, well, if it's not that, then it's safe to assume that the background image is null. So we're going to say background image dot color collider color no is equal to color dot black, and we can probably say show background. And then we'll also say down here, it's going to be set to white. Okay, that's probably fine. Because you'll notice that the first time we transit, it doesn't actually fade. It just kind of like snaps to black and then fades in. And it should probably fade out and then fade in. So let's go ahead and let that compile. Bangs head on the door. Banging head on the door isn't the answer. Yeah. That's actually a good one. You know what? I should put that on a T-shirt. Like X isn't the answer. Um, that would actually be fun. I'm getting ready to make a new batch of T-shirts for the game, and I need to figure out what I want to design on them. So I got like 4 weeks before I will need them. Uh, anyway, so let's see here. Let's get our background image. Also, for test purposes, I'm gonna actually put one of my screenshots back in here. Let's put this one. Screenshots. I mostly want it so that I can put stuff on the background. Oh, right, it's not a sprite. Hold on. Sprite. Oh, good, they finally fixed that. Apply. This is going to be massive, by the way. But that's fine, it's a 4K texture. We're not going to use it forever. We just need it right here. All right, so we actually want our background to be 100 from the bottom. Now, the problem is that if we don't preserve aspect here, it's going to stretch. And the other problem is if we do preserve aspect, it's actually going to whoa, let's not do that. Yeah, let's hold on. Let's not do that. Set native side is a nice way to quickly set stuff so to its actual size, obviously, but 4K is giant, so we don't need that. I did say t-shirts. Let's see here. So I need to do something basically that's going to preserve the aspect ratio and also make it basically fill this space. Now, here's the difficult part. Because if we don't have preserve aspect, it's going to stretch. You can see that, and it's not terrible because it's not that far off, but it is noticeable. And if you're a perfectionist like me, you'll probably be able to say like, that's not acceptable. It must be perfect. So if we preserve aspect ratio, you'll notice we get bars here, which is also not ideal. Which means that we actually have to kind of do a weird thing where we say, I'm guessing, I don't know, I don't even know, 128 probably, and negative 128 here. And from the top, we're going to do negative 128 as well. So it might actually be a little closer to something like 64. Oh, okay, hold on. Give me a second here. We're just going to keep going up until we get to where we would probably want to go. So negative 100 for the top is looking like the best I can do. So we would have to figure out a way to basically calculate out a 16 by 9 or 16 by 10 image and then scale it up so that it's not stretched. Although the downside to that is it is going to cut off the edges. But in that aspect, it's basically going to be like television graphics. You have safety areas, which are going to be probably the center and sort of the inner 75%, but the outer 25% is probably should be considered unsafe, and you cannot assume that people will see it. Unfortunately, I don't really know a better way to handle this than doing that. Because if I don't do it, it's going to stretch the image, and I feel like non-stretched images are more desirable than fully visible but stretched images. I know that that sounds incredibly weird, but to someone like me, it kind of is. So we'll try to figure that out. Probably save that for next week. Because we've almost been streaming for 3 hours now. It's been about 2 hours, 45 minutes. good stream day. Not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. But yeah, it's probably a good place to stop for the day. So for now, I'm just gonna do that. But I gotta figure that out. Yeah, because it's not ideal, and there has to be a way to do it. Of course, the alternative is just having it stretch the entire way, so we don't do this. We just let it stretch like that. But that, honestly, I don't think is ideal. So let's set this 200. So that's what it should be like with our background. Or with our filter on. I don't know. I'll try to think of a good way to do this. But for now, I'm going to set this back to null. Or not null, just that. Just turn off our background. Turn off our root. And hit apply. And then we can delete this. So, I'm trying to think, is there anything else I really want to do today? I mean, we got it working. The only thing that's really left is, as far as the image loading, unloading goes, is one, we got to figure out why it takes so long to load. That is unacceptable. It should not have any hiccups. That's the point of asynchronous loading. And two, we need to get the first room's image to load. So, we'll probably have to figure out how to do that. Yeah. So we'll have to figure out some way of getting the first image to load, because we can't just, if you hit play right now, it just instantly goes to it and the image doesn't have time to load in before it's called on or checked for. So yeah, we're kind of in a hole there. But for now, we'll leave that for next week. It's good to space this stuff out. Makes Saturdays interesting. Do I have anything else I want to do? No announcements. Okay. So that's probably a good place to stop for the day. You know, we got what we didn't get what we wanted, because what we wanted originally was to do start text, and we just completely avoided that today. But we do have a custom input view that can process information we can actually quit out of custom games. And the big one, of course, is you can now set custom games or custom game rooms to have sprites in the background. So let's go to extras, author mode, create, Zork. Yeah, this hanging is really noticeable. Really terrible. And I'm assuming that it's actually doing that because it's probably loading 4K images. I'm guessing. But it's still kind of unacceptable. It has to be faster than that. So let's go ahead and... Oh, I should have tuned these to be darker, but that's fine for now. So I'm going to go ahead and get a screenshot of this. Let's close out. Let's hit play. Let's go north, the second room, north, the starting room. Nice. And let's go ahead and say quit. Let's get a screenshot of that. Oh no, it didn't do anything. Whoops. What happened here? Oh, I bet we just don't tell it to close the input menu. Whoops. We can fix that real quick. Let's see. End custom game. Yeah, we don't tell it to close. So we should really do that. Let's go ahead and say UI.close. Close. All right. So, oh, I almost clicked back up on Unity. That would have been a mistake. Put these back in there. All right. So that's a good place to stop for the day. Do I have anything else? Nope. So, good place to end. As always, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.